Remember when Jar Jar was universally the most hated character in Star Wars? Well, those days are long gone since Disney showed up, so I went and found the 10 characters that are simply the worst. Let's dive right into this list with the honorable mentions of Rush Clovis, sequels Luke Skywalker, Jar Jar, and Watto. I still hate each and every one of you, but the next 10 are way worse. Starting with Cyril Karn from Andor. I have never in my life wanted to punch someone as bad as I do Cyril. Everything this guy touches immediately goes bad. For instance, he got a whole team of Preox Morlana soldiers killed, then got the whole agency shut down by the Empire for his terrible air. We also got to meet his mother, which makes it very clear why Cyril is just awful. This lady probably deserves to be number 1. And then he does the unthinkable, which is talking to a woman. Man, did that go bad. I haven't been this uncomfortable since watching Luke drink blue milk. But while Cyril does make my blood boil, compared to the ones ahead, it makes it look as though my blood only rises by like 1 degree. And speaking of heat, we have the flaming hot hair man himself at number 9. Now don't get me started on how much potential was burned in General Hux. I wanted this guy to be an even better Tarkin, and I thought there was a chance, especially with Hux having no soul and all. But no, my dreams came to nothing, and Hux only brought shame to the Ginger cult. He went from the space version of an Austrian painter to a pathetic spy who gets walked over for movies 8 and 9. I mean, Hux really went from looking like the next supervillain of these sequels to another soulless leprechaun that he is. He has brought my kind nothing but failure. Next up is a fan favorite, Rey Skywalker. Psych! We all know it's not Rey Skywalker. Rey Palpatine is number 8. Now I hate Rey just as much as the next normal Star Wars fan, but she is nowhere near the worst. You may be wondering, what makes everyone hate Rey so much? Well, my answer is that she never loses. Like, ever. Let's look at Force Awakens. She flies a ship without knowing how to fly, and then flawlessly gets away from highly trained pilots. She gets captured, but then uses a Jedi mind trick on the second try to escape very easily, barely an inconvenience. And then she fights Kylo later and beats him, despite her never training a day. And Kylo trained by Luke and Snoke since a young age. And then Rey does the same thing for 2 more movies. The only argument is that, oh, she's Palpatine's granddaughter. Well, then why didn't Luke get super force power the second he touched the lightsaber? He was the son of the guy with the highest M count seen in Star Wars, and he loses a hand in his first fight. Also, last thing, do you see how powerful somehow Palpatine returned is here? He is taking down a fleet, not just a ship, a fleet by himself. So how will Rey fight through this? She just uses the power of friendship. I hate Rey with a passion, but no more than number 7, Governor Pryce. Now I'm gonna come clean. I was cheering for Thrawn the first time I saw Rebels. I wanted to see the Blue Boy beat the Phoenix Squadron, but guess who ruined it all? That's right, Governor Pryce. This idiot really blew up Thrawn's entire fuel supply just to kill Kanan, and then had the audacity to throw a parade thinking Thrawn wouldn't notice. She is pure evil, but yet unlike other evil characters, Pryce is incompetent at her job and is a awful, terrible leader. Like, how do you spend 4 seasons of a show and kill one of the good guys? You had every chance and every opportunity to kill some of them, and you even had one captured, and you did nothing with it. You are awful, Governor Pryce, and you got my favorite character exiled. I forgot to mention this rule earlier, but I'm making it where I can only pick 2 characters from each movie or show just to make sure I don't use the whole Acolyte cast for this video. Anyway, let's move on. Number 6, that green lady from the Acolyte. Now I'm going to be completely honest. I stopped watching after episode 5 because it was torture, which means my information comes from reviews by Star Wars Theory and The Critical Drinker. But just because I didn't watch her, it doesn't mean she gets left off the hook for this one, because she is an awful character. First off, I just hate her for reasons I can't describe. But for what I can describe, first, she sends all of these Jedi to their death because she didn't want to tell Yoda there's a Sith running around. Then after they all die for her terrible plan, she pins everything on Squid Game guy, which is the only guy I liked in the show. And also, I hate her lightsaber whip thingy. I know it has shown up in comics, but holy, does it look goofier than Mr. Hot Dog himself. I hope Green Lady stubs her toe really bad, and I mean that with all due disrespect. Speaking of complete disrespect, number 5 is Pong Krell. Any Clone Wars fan, me included, despises this 4-armed monster, and for good reasons. At first, I thought he was just a slightly bad character who thought of clones as just soldiers. He wouldn't be the first in Republic to do that. But Krell was so much worse than I could have ever imagined. He sent clones on tasks that had a low chance of survival and did not care one bit. And then later on, he sent clones to fight each other. That is just pure evil. After the clones finally figure out they are fighting themselves, Pong Krell comes out and just starts shredding them himself. There is no amount of bad things I would wish upon this man, but fortunately Clone Dogma finally shuts him up once and for all. Now, even though I hate this character with all my heart, he is at least pure evil throughout, and I like that he's consistent. So in my opinion, the next 4 are even worse. For example, number 4 is that mod from Boba Fett show that spins. Now, I think the mods were a completely useless addition to this show, and they really just wasted space and time, and they also looked very dumb. But I want to focus in on this guy right here because of this.
I'll try spinning, that's a good trick.
Now, I'm no soldier, but why would he spin? Sorry, I promise I'm trying to stay calm. But if the guy he was trying to shoot was right in front of him, why would someone do a full 360 spin to shoot the exact same place he started? I mean, I get if someone's behind you and hit a little 180 spin, but this spin here got him absolutely nothing. I mean, I know the producers were trying to do here by adding a spin to make it look cool, but instead it has me asking, why did he spin? It's so useless. And the third worst character in Star Wars is going to go to Rose. I don't really need to explain why Rose is terrible, but I'm going to do it anyway, because complaining is fun. So when we get introduced to Rose, she is tasing people trying to escape the rebel ship because the whole ship is doomed. So already in the first minutes, fans should already hate her. And to make fans hate her even more, she's also annoying, so like minus points and stuff because I don't like annoying. But the real reason she is the worst is because she ruins Finn's sacrifice. Finn was finally going to fulfill his arc and become a legendary character, going from Stormtrooper to the guy who saved the Resistance. But Rose instead rams into him because she has a very forced and unnatural love story with Finn. And then after this, both of them should have been shot. I mean, look at them. They are sitting in the middle of a field with a bunch of AT-ATs looking at them. And they somehow got all the way back to the bunker. Why is no one shooting them? Plot armor is even stronger than I thought. Next, in the runner-up spot is May/Osha. Now you're probably saying, those aren't two different people. Well, yeah, but I can never tell them apart throughout the whole show, so they're kind of just one person. Now, why I can't tell them apart, they seem to change their loyalty about every 15 minutes because of moving the plot. I still have no idea which is the bad twin and which is the good twin, and apparently they might be the same person because they were made for the witch lady, and since the same cardboard actor plays both of them, it's impossible to tell them apart since they both have no individual traits, and they both act the exact same, like they keep changing their loyalties every single second. I'm sorry, I think I got a bit carried away, but I really don't like these people, so I'm not going to give them any more screen time. So now, it is time. Thing you've all been waiting for. The worst character in Star Wars is Obi-Wan. Just kidding, it is Vice Admiral Holdo. Holdo is like that one teacher that doesn't teach anything and gets mad when you fail. Like, I think a 2-year-old German-speaking baby communicate with an Italian man better than Holdo can with her crew. Holdo is like when you mix... Alright, I think you get the point here. But seriously, Holdo could have prevented so much if she stopped taking random shots at Poe and told everyone on board that, hey, we're not all doomed to die. I have a plan. But instead, she says absolutely nothing and makes it seem like they are all going to die and becomes the only character in Star Wars to have a mutiny started against her. Good going, Holdo. Now you might say, oh, she sacrificed herself in the end, which is true. But does adding $1 to your bank account while you're $1 million in debt change anything? No, the IRS will still get you. So always pay your taxes, kids. Thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you next time.